Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Full-on, your Fulham-centric football podcast. I'm your host today, AJ, Average Jack, and I am on my lonesome as the lads have been very busy this weekend, probably off celebrating after what was a tremendous victory. Let's go into the game, but before we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We are very, very close to that 200 subscriber mark, where we'll be giving away a kitty from our shop. Without further ado, we'll go into the lineup. To be honest, I was happy seeing the lineup. It was clear, it was obvious, it was everything we expected to see. Harry Wilson over COYW is a little bit different to what maybe I initially anticipated, but I think COYW is still being bled into the side, and Harry Wilson had a very good international campaign, so maybe we were just trying to ride off the laurels of that. Going into the game, like everyone else, I was probably very nervous. Sunderland have been absolutely smashing it so far this season, and it looked like a really bad time for us to play them based on how we were performing prior to this game. But we went into the game confident, we went into the game creating plenty of opportunities, which is the first I can say this season. Yeah, look at me, not being cynical. I'm surprised too. Going from there, we go look at the first half. It was just so expressive. We had good control of the game, we had good control of the tempo, and we didn't give away too many silly opportunities. Sure, there was a few niggles here and there, but that's going to happen against any Premier League side. We're not going to be perfect. We're not like a typical Man City side. We still have weaknesses. We look at that first half, and it was just pretty good football. We created plenty of opportunities, but no goals to come from it, unfortunately. I mean, it was very tough going into half-time and thinking this is going to be a smash and grab by Sunderland. We're going to be in a situation where they're going to just create one or two opportunities and take the result because we're just not going to be able to create. But surprisingly, in the second half, we continued as we did in the first half, which is something that we haven't been able to say a lot this season. Most of the second half consisted of the same. We controlled the tempo of the game, we managed our opportunities, we created chances, and then we sort of led into the sort of substitutes. And COYW coming on for Kevin, who unfortunately had a bit of a less active performance this week. Seemed interesting from Marco because it's traditionally left-footed player on the left wing, which then we also allowed Sessegnon to continue pressing up the pitch, which allowed us two left-footed players on the left side of the pitch, which is unlike Marco from previous weeks and from previous performances, where he's very traditionally stuck to these inverted wingers. So we see COYW come on, and he's an absolute spark. He lights up the game, and he eventually creates the opportunity for Raul Jimenez to score the one and only goal in the game. And what a pick out it is from COYW. It is left-footed cross, early cross, deep into the box. It sends the keeper into no man's land and just lands in the perfect place to be attacked by Raul Jimenez. And somehow, as always, Ryan Sessegnon is the first player to get in on the celebrations as Raul celebrates his second or third of the season. I'm not sure, but it came at the right time. It was just beautiful to see, and we went on to win the game. And it's weird to come into this and not have really any complaints from the fixture. Sure, you could say our finishing was diabolical for parts of the game, but realistically, we're running on a striker that's worked his arse off for way too long and has just come back from international duty with no backup to speak of realistically, because Raul was Muniz is injured, and we've got a 18-year-old that Marco Silva doesn't fancy. So that's neither here nor there. But it's good to see us not just throw Adama Traore up front and hope for the best. And it's good to see us actually stick with what the fans want to see with the midfield. Was it forced potentially because of Lukic's injury? Not injury, Lukic's suspension. Maybe. Do we see Lukic return to the side now? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I'd like to see Lukic over Berge in certain fixtures because I think he shows more presence on the ball, but he also gets a lot higher up the pitch, which would leave quite a significant space behind our defence. And we already leave a space with Sessegnon being so attacking. Alex Iwobi back to probably one of his best performances. I think he was very, very good in the centre and midfield. And it's just good to see him being as good as he is and showing to the fans just how good he can be in that central midfield role. With that in mind, we'd have to look at... I am so tempted to just go through man by man how everyone played exceptionally that game. It was just so good to see. Kevin wasn't his usually creative self, but then I don't expect him to perform every week. He is still new to the league. I think it was telling from him that he was second-guessing himself at times, but with that in mind, I think it showed a level of commitment that we still managed to create opportunities. Wilson was a little bit leggy, but again, he's been out on international duty. He's captained his international side for the first time. And to be honest, it's again those inverted wingers and how much time they take to create the build-up. But ultimately, I am so happy with this performance and everything we've done since the international break to actually create an atmosphere where we're going into games that big. Yes, I know it's Sunderland. Yes, I know they were only promoted this season, but they are or were top 4 when we went to face them, I believe. So it's going into those games against teams that are on such high form and being able to go into these games with sort of an attacking mentality and take these games. And we've got a really good form at home this season at the moment. We can't hit a barn door away from home, and hopefully that form changes going into the latter half of the season. But we're coming up to the Christmas run, and I didn't expect many points. I'm suddenly more optimistic. But with that in mind, I think I've said as much as I can on my own today. The lads will be back to join me for the next preview, and thank you very much for your time. Have a very lovely, lovely time, and come on you Whites.